South Carolina Democrat facing backlash after the Army-Navy personnel cleared of white power hand signal allegations. A Democrat state lawmaker from South Carolina was facing backlash Saturday from critics who accused her of going silent after previously accusing Army and Navy personnel of being cruel and disrespectful at last weekend's Army-Navy football game in Philadelphia. She had no problem sending out the tweet, but she was also just as quick to get rid of it when she was proven wrong. In a sense, to lead a tweet, State Representative Mandy Powers Norrell wrote, "3 separate candidates making the white power symbol on television. Wonder what the culture is like for the cadet in the front. There is no excuse. And he and other minorities there shouldn't have to deal with such a cruel and disrespectful environment." But since her tweet appeared, U.S. Military Academy cadets and U.S. Naval Academy midshipmen have been cleared of wrongdoing in separate military investigations because they were never flashing white symbol, white power, pride in it. They were playing the stupid circle game. Right here. It is reasonable to believe the midshipmen were playing the circle game. A bunch of morons not too long ago, and I'm being cruel to morons by using that expression, so my apologies to them, created this idea that you can put anything on the internet and get people to believe it. Well, it worked in this case, because they said making the OK sign, which is what you use to do the circle game below your waist, making the OK sign, that's white power, white racist, just to see if they could make it stick. Of course, there's a lapdog audience out there waiting for it, including Representative Mandy Powers Norrell of South Carolina. Gobble, gobble, gobble. She gobbled it all up. I want to get to the most important line in this story. Well, this isn't it, but this is important. The Navy said the midshipmen showed genuine shock over the controversy, insisting they weren't aware of the symbol's racist ties, because there aren't any. It was made up. It's a hoax from the beginning, and it's just so sad that our society, there's no other word to use that's correct, is so ignorant to gobble this stuff up and go, okay, that means racism now, okay. When you have one part of the culture constantly shifting the language, making each word irrelevant 15 minutes after it came to be, or taking established words and saying, oh, they don't really mean that. You know the word phobia, which means a severe fear of something. We're going to attach that to anything that we don't agree with. Yeah, that kind of screws up the whole thing. So that you can get all of these ideas shot out there that guppy heads will just swallow. Last Saturday, we had reason to believe these actions were an innocent game and not likened to extremism. But we must take allegations such as these very seriously, Lieutenant General Darrell A. Williams, West Point Superintendent, expressed in a statement. We are disappointed by the immature behavior of the candidates. Well, okay, so you are. But here, that's the money line. Last Saturday, we had reason to believe these actions were an innocent game. So they knew it was the circle game. And not linked to extremism. But we must take allegations such as these very seriously. And that, my friends, is where society has piled on to the guppy heads, swallowing the words of the morons, saying, oh yeah, that means racist now. Since when? Since 2 seconds ago when I posted it on the internet. Ha 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 ha. Got you, suckers. Okay. Well, people taking that stuff, the allegations such as these very seriously, is the problem. In our society, there are supposed to be these things called adults that hear such nonsense, and they knew it was nonsense. We had reason to believe these actions were an innocent game. And they're supposed to laugh in their face. I just heard, it's Sunday, it's the Sunday before Christmas, and I just heard a person from a church saying, oh, Santa is evil, he's terrible, he's the myth of this, and we need to get rid of him, and he's not even real, and I despise people that believe in Santa. Like, wow, I'm not sure I want to go to your church, but whatever. And so you've got this guy like getting all rallied up about Santa and how evil he is. When Santa I'm going to defer to the article from almost 100 years ago now, if not more actually, that is titled, "Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus." If you read that article, it's only like 3 or 4 paragraphs at the most. You will take it for what you want. But he really explains how Santa works and the importance of Santa. So, what does it have to do with this? It has to do with the fact that you've got all of these people that get up in arms, and instead of going, "Stop it," we're adults. Adults in society are allowed to look at you guys with all of your little namby-pambies and willy-nillys and going, "Oh, they're racist. I can tell they're racist," and go, "No, it's the circle game. Go get educated and leave my cadets alone. They're fighting to get through this school process and become the military leaders that will help defend this country in times of crisis and, if we're lucky, in times of peace. Get off their back with your ignorance." Not their ignorance, your ignorance. Were they being silly and immature? Imagine that, college students. College students being silly and immature. That's never happened before. No, not even. No, that's always happened, lady. So that's the money comment. But we must take these allegations such as these very seriously. No, you shouldn't. And grown-ups need to stop doing that. People laugh in the face of people that say they were abducted by UFOs, rightly or wrongly. But no one says, we must take those allegations very seriously. Why? Why are you taking the OK sign below the waist as racist? It was made up from the beginning. Oh, and did you know that an Iowa man was sentenced to 16 years in jail for lighting the gay flag on fire? And yet, you only go to jail for 7 to 10 years if you murder somebody. And did you know that you cannot go to jail in the United States of America for burning the American flag? But an Iowa man was sentenced to 16 years for burning the gay flag on fire.